Hey guys, and welcome. I'm going to make sure our audio is good to go, and we're going to begin this in just a second. Looks like everything's going good on that side of things. So we're going to begin this live here very soon. I'm just going to help pull up really quick our Facebook, and then we'll jump right in, okay? And this sections will be covering a little bit of marketing. It'll be advanced marketing, actually. So we'll be jumping into advanced marketing, kind of how things work, which I will do that in the intro sequence. So again, we'll jump into it in just a little. Let me get the Perception Hackers group active. All righty. Alrighty, we'll go live. So again, anyone coming in, welcome. We're going to be focusing on marketing, and we'll focus on that. Let me see. You pinch your finger, kiddo. Okay, let's see what we got right here. Okay, and here we go. I will get the Facebook on. And then I'll stick off camera for now, just go ahead to screen share. Okay, so we'll jump into screen share on some of the things that we're doing, which we'll dive into some of the systems. We'll dive into quite a few things. Okay, but that being said, I just want to make sure that we have that is live. Okay, add title, and we'll just say advanced marketing. Okay, within this section, we'll be covering marketing strategy. Righty, I'm gonna put a live link in. Okay, so we'll get that thing rocking. Let me just go over to YouTube on here. So again, this specific session, we're going to cover advanced marketing. Okay, you can join us live. Okay, join us live on there. I'm going to post it in. Just knowing some of these systems. Okay, I'll just start this so we have some recording going on. Okay, we have some transcriptions going on here. All righty. Okay, let me turn this things down just a little bit. Alrighty, and there'll be a few people that'll jump on in. But again, if you're not jumping into these channels, I just wanted to talk really quick. If you're not jumping into some of these channels, I go over some crazy stuff. Like crazy stuff that only these gurus and stuff are going through, and they're charging you like hundreds of thousands of dollars. They're charging you a $5,000 course. I'm literally covering this stuff for free. So if you're not getting engaged as much in the Perception Hackers group, if you're just not doing it, you're missing out. Okay, so today's session, I'm just going to dive right in. So today's session, and again, if those people are just barely, again, jumping on here, right? Barely figuring it out, barely talking to me. I do these things live. If you notice, these things come in live. You feel free to join, feel free to talk to me, right? People come in and hire me to look over their shoulders. Okay, for those who don't know me, my name is Cameron Garlick. I'm the creator of G-Funnel Business. You'll see G-Funnel Business out there. Okay, G-Funnel Business. Me personally, I've done almost $1 billion worth of sales, gross sales, almost 1 billion with a B dollars worth of sales. I know how to sell. Okay, I know how to build these systems for people. People hire me to go over their shoulders. They usually hire me at $200 to $300 per hour. So is the stuff that I'm going to cover, is it worth it? Yes. Okay, I'm going to go through the details. If again, I would say judge for yourself. If it's not worth it, judge for yourself. Okay, so first, I'm going to jump over to a sequence. So this way you can see how in depth we get on things. And again, I have a link there. If you want a link, join. Okay, I do record these things. So that way you can see them, okay? Again, I do my very best not to be flashy, right? I do my very best to be quiet, sit in the back. We've built some massive companies, door-to-door con generating over $30 million per year, okay, every year consecutively for the last 6 to 7 years, okay, 30 million and increasing per year, okay. It's the #1 door-to-door convention in the world. That's some of the touch, okay. I've built companies that have been sold off within 6 months, been sold off for multiple millions, $13 million. Amplify Health, $13 million, okay. A few other ones getting evaluations within 3 to 5, 3 to 6 months at multiple $1 million valuations being sold off. Why? How? Process. Okay, I'm going to dive right into it. So we're going to be focusing on a bit of process here. I just want to make sure that here, zooming in. Okay, so I'm going to show you kind of where we're at on a few different things. So this is, in a sense, our setup. Okay, and there's a few things on it. So what we're going to be focusing on mostly is coming down. So these, again, these are just simply modules. Look at how they're named. We have a naming structure for each one. The naming structure is very similar to General Electricity or GE. Very, very similar, right? My suggestion is if you're building out workflows, building out anything, you of course name them in a way that you can create documentation on them. Okay, specific documentation. What I mean by documentation, I don't just mean like a little, oh, here we go. Here's a document. Here's how we run it. I don't mean that. Take a look. We have some Harvard going on there. Okay, we'll jump out of Harvard. There you go. Little backgrounds. Okay. But that being said, I'll just show you really quick kind of some of the stuff that we jump into. Okay, so look at the naming structures of documents. Okay, we're going into the naming structures of documents. We're going into what it is, the protocol of it, and the title. Look in how depth. Okay, author, Cameron Garlick. Look at how in depth we focus on some of the SOPs, okay? Look at how in depth we focus on every single role. Look at how in depth we focus on, if you jump down to every single procedure or process, all the way down to, again, what are the type of documentations we're using? We go deep on things, okay? Because that's how you succeed, that's how you grow. Okay, in this section, I don't want to touch those things so much. What I want to do is I want to talk about marketing, okay? Marketing, okay? So the reason why is even our company, we get bunches of users coming in every single day, but we don't have our whole marketing systems built. So as we're building them, I teach them, okay? So for any of those coming in now, right, we have a few people that are jumping in, a few people jumping in. Very little though, it's interesting. That's okay. Again, maybe we should do an ad on it and market it, okay? But anyways, for those people jumping in, we're going to be focusing on marketing. There's a few aspects of marketing, okay? So we're going to be focusing on marketing. So let's dive into our marketing side, okay? And we're going to be focusing on a few different sectors of marketing, okay? So the sectors of marketing we're going to be focusing on is the intent level. What I mean by the intent level, this is the influence level. This is the intent, like this is where somebody is getting ready to buy or not, okay? And I usually separate these things in 7 different categories. So we have people that are completely unaware. They don't know who the heck you are. They don't know that you exist. They don't know any aspects of you. They're unaware, right? You should have marketing systems to get those people to know who you are. The next one is the people that are now aware of you. They start seeing your face, right? Whether it's content, whatever you're generating, they start seeing you. They start understanding you. They start better feeling you. This is now they're aware. They've heard you. Not yet, they don't have, in a sense, the intent or the interest in you, but they've heard you. They've heard your name, okay? Next one we focus on is now they're interested in what you do. They're just awaiting now for their hot button to ring, or they're waiting for an engagement or an action to happen, okay? Next thing we have is when they start engaging. So now maybe they're interested, you're gaining interest. Now they're starting to engage. They're starting to engage and adapt to you, okay? And the next stage we have is marketing when they take action. Now they've taken action. There's a specific marketing path that you take them on there, all the way to retention, right? Now they're a client. Now they've paid you money. You have to be able to follow up with these people. You have to be able to resonate with them, to keep speaking with them, to keep in alignment, or they're just going to fall off, right? Your churn's going to be higher. So you decrease churn. To now they love you. They are raving fans. With raving fans, you get referrals. This is why I separated in 7 sections. Can there be more that exist? I'm sure that there can, right? But why I did this one, it's very easy. You get new data coming in, okay? New information coming in. Let's say that's what you get, okay? Where do you think they go? They go in the unaware category. They're not aware. They're not aware of what you are. They're not aware of the things that you're doing. They're not aware of it. Put them there. How many business owners are there in this world that you can technically put there? Well, I mean, we have 360 million profiles of business owners that we could technically put in the unaware sector. Okay. Once they're in the unaware sector, okay, if I go into the aware sector, now they're getting aware. So here we have, where did meeting room go? Sorry, I had a question in the chat. It is down. Let me see. Okay. But anyways, now you have it. They're aware of you. They're interested in you. So what I wanted to do is kind of build these out to a way where we can start focusing on these. So the very first thing that we have is any account that comes in, anything that happens, we have to know, okay, here's our marketing channel. We need to first identify that it's our main marketing piece. I never build this big, elaborate automation. What I do is I focus on an engine. That's how I focus. So like, let's say we say a car engine. Car engine, how does it work, right? Actually, I'll go into a jet engine. Jet engine is better. Jet engine, how does it work? Okay, how it works. Okay, we'll focus on that one for just a little bit. Jump into the images, okay? So simple, this is the simple aspects of a jet engine, okay? You have something that is running, and I can show you how the same concept will work on the car, okay? But you have, usually when a jet engine is starting, there's high pressure, right? And high pressure is just to start this first turbine. This first turbine is just there to compress air. From there, it compresses the air, compresses the air. There's certain systems that are taking place. Again, let's say this is the timing chain, we can say that, of the whole system. It compresses air for its execution. Once execution happens, meaning we'll just call it the combustion side. Once it fires, right? Once there's an explosion, right? Now there's turbines to control it. I guess that comes right here. Your mixture and your nose control the flow of it, which then give it that thrust in that direction. But if you take a look, there's turbines that then spin this thing to make it go faster. So now this side goes even faster. So now you have a positive feedback loop of air coming in, condensing, spinning at a higher volume back here than originally up here. And the pressure from this higher volume spinning automatically makes this spin faster, which automatically sucks more air in. And now you have this loop, this positive feedback loop that then increases and increases and increases and increases. That's your marketing, okay? That's how your marketing works. Now, I want to dive a little bit deeper though, because some people are confused on, okay, well, I need marketing and I need things to compound, right? The idea is things compound other things, meaning you have somebody that's maybe aware of something. Well, get them more aware, compound them, get them to take action. That's marketing and sales. That's what those things are. They connect, right? So now let's take a look. Some people are like, well, how the frig do I get these things to work? So let's take a look at a car engine really quick. Car engine works, okay? We just focus. Let's see if it has anything good that we can do. We can just take a look at this one, okay? I'll just take a look. Okay, this is very simplistic engine, okay? Very, very simplistic. So you have a timing chain right here that is now moving, right? If you take a look, it's moving the wrong way, meaning you have an engine or a machine that's moving this way, right? You have something that's moving this way. It's optical. It's either an optical illusion or it's just they designed it wrong. But that being said, it doesn't matter. What you have is you have a timing chain. This timing chain, if you take a look, what is this timing chain doing? This timing chain is keeping your See these? See like your tappers coming down? It's keeping these things in alignment. It's keeping the intake and the exhaust. So let's say these are intake and exhaust. They create combustion. Let's say here's a piston, not a ring, but you have a piston cylinder. And let's say it's creating combustion, creating combustion, creating combustion, boom, right? You're going to have a cycle here. So you're going to have an exhaust cycle and an intake cycle, okay? And you're going to have this one is in sync with this one, which is in sync with this one, which is in sync with this one. If you take a look, these two on the outside are exactly in sync. Exactly. Two in the middle are exactly in sync. It's not always the case, but there is one chain. One chain. If this chain was removed, this whole engine is done. Doesn't work. It might work for a second, but you're going to seize your engine very quick, and it's going to be ruined. Okay, you're either your pistons aren't going to get compression right, things aren't going to happen, you're not going to get intake. Basically, your engine's not going to work because of one item. Now, that being said, if I broke one of these items, my engine still works. My engine still works. My engine still works. My engine still works. My engine still works, right? Break one of these things off, my engine still works. In a sense, your whole engine still works when you remove any of these parts in here. However, when I remove this timing chain, my whole engine does not work. It ceases to work. That means it's probably important, right? I would say yes, it's important. Now my question is why doesn't your business run the same as a machine? Why doesn't it run the same as a jet? Why doesn't it run the same as these things? Obviously they work or they wouldn't have been created, right? And that's fair to say, right? So now we take a look. That's what this system is. All this system is timing chains. You have information flow that's coming in from our sign up. This is a timing chain right here. This timing chain goes boom and explodes. Okay, now you have all these parts working. Without this one, none of these work. So this one's important, okay? So I'm gonna show you kind of how these things work so that way you can see them, okay? So we're gonna dive in really quick. So I'm gonna go through some workflow automations. This is how you should set things up. If you're not setting things up this way, I mean, I can say, oh, you're not doing it. No, you're doing it wrong. Okay, you're doing it wrong. You'll have to change it in the future. It won't work anymore. Okay, it might work now. It might work temporarily, but it will fail in the future. Like it's just like a machine, right? Eventually, it's going to fail once you start adding things. So I'll just show you how to easily do it. So the first thing is this is a timing chain. So if you take a look, I'm really not doing anything in here besides it's tagging a few things, it's creating a few things, but it's just, I mean, take a look. Workflow, 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 workflow. It's now testing if those workflows were completed. So it tests them if their workflows were completed. And then if they were completed, then it goes through the rest of the workflows. This is a timing chain. It's just boom, data, boom, data, boom, data, boom, data is coming, okay? Then it goes and it takes people through our legal module, our legal documentations, okay? If you really want to know how these work, I can show you how these work, okay? It's just, I'm going to go over what people request versus like what I think. And again, that means that anyone within our lives gets the benefit of all of this. They get the benefit of saying, oh, I can dive deeper into this stuff, okay? This is a machine. Once it's running, okay, it keeps running. I don't have to go and touch it. It's no longer manual, okay? These are the things that we build here at G-Funnel. We build systems that work. We build Ferraris is what we do. We build the Lamborghinis, the Bugattis. We build amazing machines. We don't just sit here and go, oh, that's good. Here's your Ferrari with a geometrical engine. We don't do that. We make sure the Ferrari has an engine, okay? We make sure it moves, okay? That being said, people that are alive, you can ask. We can dive deep. My focus is going to be in the marketing sector. So I want to jump into the marketing sector, how the marketing works. So let's jump back a little bit, okay? So first, that's going to trigger our marketing sector. So now the next thing is we're going to go into our marketing folder, okay? We organize it into marketing folders. Now I'm going to show you, okay? So we had 400, so since July 13th. So July 13th, this is, well, that was last, okay, no, since this time, okay? We have 100 active enrolls. I'll try to, hopefully there's not information that's there, but we have 100 active enrolls, Let's jump back. 100 people that are actively going through this sequence, which it goes through it pretty quick. And we had 406 people there. I've stopped a lot of the stuff, but I'm going to show you how it works. Okay, it's simple. Okay, so I put a weight here. I just recently put this weight. So any new signups that we have, I'm pausing it so I can make sure they're going down the right channel. So again, now think of this. This is similar to the timing chain before. It's going to hit specific marketing factors based upon where these people are. Okay, so now again, let's say I'm marketing and I'm just spamming people. I just call it cold marketing, right? Is it okay to spam? Yes, it is. Like, people say, no, it's not. Yes, just do it. Just do it. It's okay. Okay. Just say it's for educational purposes. Just do it so you can learn the data. Okay. Then people can say, oh, well, you're spamming me. It's like, okay, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm new. I haven't learned. Right. Eventually, you have enough data to not do it. So the key is to get to the point where you don't have to do it. You can do the marketing the real way. Okay. But if you're starting, you don't have any money, it's okay to send an email out. It's okay to message somebody on LinkedIn. It's okay to go through Facebook and DM somebody and say, hey man, but I mean, you don't want to sound desperate, right? But it's okay. It's okay to do those things. It's okay right now. You're a salesman, let's just say, depending on your level, your status, maybe you're a salesman, maybe you're not. Okay. Maybe your level's a little bit different. If you're a high-end business, I don't take anyone through that side, but I still create the sectors for it. Okay. But basically what happens is now somebody comes through here and then we determine which stage they're on based on lead scoring or based on where they're at within our marketing system. So either they're going to be unaware, they're just starting, right? So we have data, boom, boom, unaware. Okay. We're going to have people that are now aware of us, people that are interested, meaning they're starting to maybe click or starting to maybe start opening some emails, starting to do a few things. From there, we're going to have people that are starting to engage. Maybe they're responding back to our emails. Maybe they're responding back and clicking links and going through, right? We're going to have people that are, again, interested, engaged, action, and then all of a sudden they become a customer. We're going to make sure that they're retained, feeling good, feeling good, feeling good. Are you feeling good enough to refer us out? Are you feeling good enough to make more money, right? And then we give them a referral bonus. We say, hey, our referral bonus, first 3 people that you get falling in a normal system, not the service, but a normal software system, 80% reoccurring system. The reason that we do that is we want people to get their monthly payments paid. If they're paying us a monthly payment, right, for software usage, right, or whatever that is, we want to get that paid as fast as we can because then we become an asset. So we would rather say, hey, do you know that you can share us? You had an amazing experience. Yeah, I did. Cool. Do you know that you can actually share us and make some money too? So if you're feeling amazing, others can feel amazing as well, right? So we create a simple sector of organization. The one that I'm going to focus on our video, because I can focus on hours on each and every section, what we're doing, right? We'll end up having blogs on all of this stuff so that you guys can read some of the blogs, right? But we're going to focus on people that are unaware. They're unaware, okay? Unaware of what we want. So if you're unaware, right, you don't know who or what or anything. You just don't know that, right? Very first thing is an introduction. You have to introduce yourself. Like, hey, John, how are you today? Or, hey, John, how you do today? Good. Hey, my name's Cameron Garlick, G-Funnel Business. The reason I was giving you a call today, or the reason I was reaching out to you today, because of XYZ. So I'm going to give you an example of that, okay? And we're going to actually build out some systems on there so that we can kind of see how they work, okay? So one of those examples, I'm going to pull up the software. This software is called Instantly, okay? The reason that I am using Instantly versus Lead Connector, okay? So I'm going to jump out. I'm going to jump down to our email, right? Our email introduction. This is what's going to happen. Instead of me doing this, so this is what I could do. I could say, oh, I'm going to send an email out, okay? I'm going to send this email out. I'm going to send the email and I'm going to structure it this specific way, okay? I can do that, but if I'm sending, let's say 1,000 emails a day, right? If I'm sending 10,000 emails a day, if I'm sending 100,000 emails a day, okay, this is going to break. My deliverability is going to be shot. So what we need to focus on deliverability. Make sense? Okay. So we're going to be focusing on that. So what I want to do is I'll kind of show you. Okay. So we have an introduction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to then create, again, we have our marketing piece. So let's jump over to our marketing piece really quick. Here's our marketing piece. Okay. And in one of these squares, we're going to have introduction. Okay. So if you take a look, I'm going to be building this thing out. Okay. So now what I like to do, right? So we have unaware. What I like to do is I like to take this guy and I like to bring him over here. Okay. So now we have this introduction sequence. There we go. Then what I like to do is I like to grab this guy, copy this link. So that way in the future, I have everything organized from a click so I don't get lost. Okay. I'm like humans. I'm like you. You're like me, right? We as humans can get bombarded by things and get lost. That's normal. That stuff can happen. Okay. So organize it through links. Okay. From there, what we're going to do is we're going to be sending out a sequence here. So how this sequence works, instead of me putting an email out here, what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to activate a sequence. So how I do it is I have a workflow that's built. Okay. I'm going to come here and I'm going to say, okay, we have a workflow that is built, right? We have an introduction sequence, so we're launching that. So the first thing that I want to do is say, okay, well, how do I get this information over? I do a webhook. So let's do a webhook really quick. So here's my webhook. I'm going to post information to a webhook, but what am I going to post? So first, what is instantly? I'm going to show it for you. So let me save this thing. So I'm going to be putting all my sequences here. I can do up to 25,000 per day. I think I can do more if I get the module right within the sequence, but I'm going to show you kind of how it works. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come into here. So instantly what it allows me to do is this. I can create email accounts. So I have a bunch of different email accounts. I can warm those email accounts and I use a few different software. So I'll kind of show you that. So let's say this is the guy right here. Okay. And let's just say the very first thing I'm doing is let's just say this one is a webhook, just so everyone can see, right? Webhook, okay? Let's say that's the first thing, and it might be, we don't know, we might adjust that, but let's just say it's a webhook for now, okay? So webhook for now, I'm gonna change the size just so it's easy to see, okay? So let's say I activate a webhook. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be sending information. So let's say this information is going to go to that email system that I'm using. That email system is called Instantly. Okay. I'm then going to connect, let's say that webhook to that, right? Because again, all this is doing is the contacts are coming in here. They're connecting here. Instantly allows me to warm systems and it allows me to send emails out of it. Why I'm using Instantly versus here is I can do this, okay? So if I'm running a campaign, let's run this campaign, okay? And I'll show you again from scratch. You can see it hasn't been sent out, nothing has, right? I can come into here and I can go to options. I can send out I have 14 registered emails, different emails. I can send out 14, so I can send out so I'll give you, I'll give you out the structure, okay? For every email that is created on a domain, I can send up to 50 emails out on that account, that given account every day. Okay, that's what I can do. If I send more, the likelihood of deliverability is shot. Now, for each domain, I can do up to 3 emails. I can technically do more, I can do unlimited, but the likelihood of that domain and the deliverability is going to decrease. So my suggestion is 1 domain equals 3 emails, which equal 50 emails per person. So meaning 1 domain equals 150 emails that can be sent out per day. So let's say you want to send out 1,000 or 1,500 emails. You need at least 10 domains to be able to do that. 10 domains, so you do 10 times, they cost about $10 per year. That's what a domain costs, okay? 10 times 10 equals 100. So you now pay $100 per year for that marketing, okay? You don't want that to burn really quick. And the reason is I mean, again, $10 is now burnt. do another $10, it's burnt. It's just like marketing. You have to recap it, recoup it, right? So that being said, how this now works is this. So there's a few things. So there's instantly is going to allow me to send one email, and it's going to change every single sender. I'm going to change up to 14 different senders, meaning if I'm doing 14, right? 14 different emails, okay? I'm doing that times 50 emails. I can do about 720 emails, I believe, okay? So about 720 or so, somewhere in there, my math could be wrong, emails per day I can do without it affecting my deliverability, okay? So now how do we do this? Okay, so we know these people are unaware, okay? I can put this information directly here. I'm gonna do one more thing though. I'm gonna do this. So we have our instantly. I'm gonna send it to a verification, validation. Okay, so maybe this webhook is specifically designed for validation. Making sure, hey, was it validated or not? It's gonna wait a little bit. Yes, it was validated, continue to the next step. Was it not validated? Nope, go down, right? But you wanna validate those emails, okay? Then you can go and send it to here, and then it's going to trigger that campaign. Okay, and I'll show you even the campaign that I'm doing, so that way you have an idea of what the campaign is. Now, that's not all that needs to be done here, because you need to set up your DMARC. You need to do quite a few things, okay? So I'm gonna show you that. So you're gonna come in, you're gonna say infra mail. This is the software you're gonna use. The reason that you're gonna use this software, okay? You log in, I'll show you it. The big reason that you are is because of your DMARC. Okay, it's gonna help you set up everything. I don't know my password. Let's see. Change password. I might change password so I can log into it, right? If you're wanting this, let me know. Again, I can of course give you an affiliate link, and I make 20% on that stuff. Okay, so if you're like, I need this, it's $100. That's what it costs, $100 per month. Is it expensive? It can be, right? But what it does is it does your DMARC. Okay, it does quite a few different things. So let me log out so you know exactly what it does, so you can see it. You know, I mean, the only time I would be recommending you something is if it works. Okay, but look, you can set up your emails quicker. Okay, meaning you can send out a lot more. It does SPF. It does your DKIMs and your DMARC records. Okay, it does your domain redirection, and it does your email forwarding, and you can do all that really quick. Okay, and it's again, you have 10 inboxes or you have more. Get as many or unlimited inboxes, forward them into your system. It's very powerful if you're doing mass email. Okay, that being said, so kind of how your webhook would look. You can even build this in the flow however you want, but it's going to be like this: validation, right? You're going to have a section of data that's validated. So this is like good or passed. So I'll just put pass. I'll put fail actually here. I'll put fail. So things that have failed validation. Okay, and I'm actually going to make this small. And things that have passed validation. Okay. Why am I doing this? I'm updating my database. I'm not just throwing my data away. I'm just saying, hey, that email failed. Maybe we can find a better email for them. Okay. Failed, passed. And then what I'm going to do here, this passed is going to come in to here. Okay. Actually, I'll put it to the side. That's going to come into here. Now what you're going to do, you have infra mail. I'll just say infra mail. I'll just do DMARC. That way it's easy. This is where your setup is going to happen and your warming is going to happen. You have to have both. Okay. That's all going to be brought down into here. Okay. If you were to build these, in a sense, sequences out, that's in a sense what would be brought in. Then once they're passed, only the ones that are passed, it sends to that campaign. Okay, now let me show you the campaign. My campaign is pretty easy, okay? This is just an introduction sequence. So of course, we'll put in the variables, first name, right? We'll put in those, but look how simple it is. Hello, first name, how you doing today? As a marketing manager with G-Funnel Business, it's my job to reach out to people in the industry who can provide us with high quality knowledge and feedback regarding our services. It's not easy to find experienced professionals who know the industry, but it's my hope that you can help. Think you're up for it? Our primary business model consists of 3 sectors: software, professional services, and data, all of which I'm sure that you are familiar with in your current position. I'd like to, let's see. I'd like to, of course, so I might switch that. I'd like to, of course, give you value for the feedback, and value for just reading this email. I want to give you value in the form of free software. Currently, we have a software plan that is this much per month called Office Elite. This is all correct, okay? Then I say, I want to give you a quick coupon code that gives you this at no cost. So I gave them the account creation code, and then I gave them the coupon code. I read the email, right? Just to show that they read the email. So my goal of this is to increase my user base. If I increase my user base, I gain awareness, I can always sell them in the future into a bigger plan. I'm dealing with business people, not office people. So the likelihood of them increasing to the higher plan is higher, especially if they're going to use it, okay? And all we're doing is giving them a coupon code. This can be written on anyway. So if you're doing an affiliate, this can be written, of course, with your own affiliate link, right? With your own affiliate code, right? Which we can generate for you. But I'm going to kind of continue, right? Coupon code. So I gave them a link, gave them the coupon code. And I says, again, this is how much, really, this is truly how much money they're saving on software. This is truly what they're saving on software right now. And then I jump in. Our agenda behind this, I go right into the agenda behind this. Our agenda behind this, by giving you at no cost, is to help spread brand awareness to professionals like yourself. There we go. Plus, we know that only, there we go. Plus, we know that only a small amount of people will actually read, read their email, right? I might put an S, emails. But since you're reading this email, we might as well give you a free account. Others can find us through marketing or research and can pay the normal rates to help support our teams. I know that you are busy, so I'm going to stop here. If you have any free time, I would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you for your time. Cheers. P.S. If you're still questioning the legitimacy of this email, please visit our website to create a free account. But don't forget your coupon code. It will save you this much on your software, I promise. And then I put, I read the email, right? Simple, straightforward email, right? Now what's somebody going to do? Maybe respond, maybe open it, maybe read it, maybe not, right? If they find action and they click on it and they create an account, we gain a new user, okay? We gain new branding, okay? When we gain a new user, that user gets on an onboarding call with me or with one of our teammates, one of our salespeople, which naturally we can talk to them about their business and upsell them into a service-based project, which now we can gain money. Now ask yourself, okay, maybe this looks spammy, maybe it doesn't, right? Maybe it doesn't look spammy, okay? Of course, again, this will be changed, but maybe it doesn't look spammy. But ask yourself, if it was legitimate and you were legitimately going to use the software, okay, you were legitimately interested, right? If you did those at all, right, would you go to the next step? And why I'm saying that is, again, you have your path. So if I jump back to your path, right, unaware, I'm sending these people that are unaware. If they opened it, maybe they're a little bit aware. If they're interested, or let's say they're starting to click, they click through, I can now instantly, from just this spot, I can hurry and jump them into the engaged spot. Now they're in our engaged channel and they're starting to get more information from us. They're starting to get more value from us. They're starting to do things so that way we can push them to take action. Maybe, just maybe, they use that coupon code to create a free account. Maybe they take action. But I'm taking them from this stage right up to this stage very quickly, okay? That is if they follow it. And then it's that simple. I can then send up a follow-up if I want. I can say, okay, here's my step, right? That I can come in and I can create a follow-up step. I can say step 2, okay? And I can say step 2 is maybe we wait 3 days, maybe we wait 2 days, right? I'll just do a wait 3 days. So we wait 3 days, okay? And I can say if the lead opened the email. I can say if the lead replied to the email, okay? So if the lead opened the email, then I can say, let's see, if they open the email, then skip the wait time before the next step. Maybe, I mean, it might go really quick, right? So it's just like, again, I can say, okay, did they reply to the email? Did they open the email? If they're going to the email, I could then say, if they did this and if they did that, I can give them early access to the next step, right? But I can create my whole campaign here. Do I need to go too crazy? No, I can literally keep it as this one message. It's one. Upload the information and send it, which is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to make it too complex. I'm going to make it very easy, okay? Next thing, I could come in and I can insert variables in here. I don't have any yet, but as I enter the data in, okay, I'm going to have variables. I'm going to have emails. I'm going to have information that is coming through here. Okay. Now that being said, okay, we have a system, right? We have something that we could start pushing out. So now as action steps, what do we do? So we have some information, right? The information is this. We have something that we can use. We have a way which we can market, right? We have a way that we can go and we can engage with certain people that are completely unaware of who the heck we are. So the only thing that we need is a database. Now, within our system, you'll see the massive database. Within, if you go to our portal, let's say you create a free account, do it. If you haven't, do it. Okay, it's pretty awesome. Jump in. So if you jump in here, I'll just jump in and I'll show you really quick. Okay, let's say you jump in. You go and you create a free account. Let's just say that's what happens, okay? So you jump in here. We have let me just jump into our content really quick. Okay. Content, let me just jump into our corporate elite really quick. And you create a free account, okay? You create a free account. Well, look, lead database. Click on lead database and request your information. That's all you got to do. Request your data. Now you can run the system, right? You can run it. I mean, technically you could run it with all these other tools, but now you can run the system, okay? And while I'm here, I'm just going to show you some few new updates, okay? So one of the new updates, right, we have is when adding a new workspace. When you're adding a new workspace, what you do is you can now define your users that you're adding. Are they an existing user or are they a new user? If they're a new user, you can say, okay, are they coming into a new workspace or a current workspace? Let's say it's a new workspace. Then you could put the new workspace in, gfunnel business, right? Let's say this is your client. And then you can go to next. Then you can put in their email. I just put my email there. Then you can give them access to the software based upon the plan that you have. You can say, I'll give them all access, or I'll just give them a custom, right? Then you can come here and you can select what you want to give access to or what you don't want to get access to. Okay, so you can click, I want to give them access to all of these different things, all of this different software that we offer. And then it'll ask you, do you want to give them an access to this? There is an additional charge for our linked growth. It costs us money. It's a third party that we use, right? But it is LinkedIn automation. We'll help you set it up. We'll make sure it's worth it, okay? But once you do this specific thing, let's say you're like, no, I don't. Next, what kind of role do you want to give them? You want to give them a free account role? If you do it, it erases, in a sense, all the software, just gives them a free account, and now it's a referral. So now it'll automatically connect to your referral system. So you can, again, get referrals and that can sign up later. Or you can come in, you can say, I want a user account. I want an admin account on all of those. Or I want to do custom. I want to do a user. I want to do an admin. I want to do this. We were thinking about opening up even more, but we're not yet. I mean, the specific registers or the specific things that you can give them, we will do that, but just not yet. That being said, you can come in here and you could select, again, all of the things that you're going to give them, okay? Let me just select them all. And then you can come in here, you put in your information, agree that that's what you're doing, submit the form. That's basically it. Then we get some notifications in the back end. We come in and we make sure that they have a brand new account just like this for them to be able to use with all of the available accesses to all the many different softwares. We make sure that the support tickets, tokens are all active. So that way we can get support done for people, make sure everything's communicated. And then from there, again, it's connected to your account. Let's say they decide to update with professional services. They decide to schedule a discovery call for those specific professional services. Well, what does that do for you? Well, again, we pay you a revenue, right? An affiliate revenue based upon the services. So now you just get money for making people come into this dashboard, making people come into our system. And then the same thing happens here on the data. Somebody submits the data, let's say it's within your network, you also make money there too, okay? So really cool ways of making money. If you're wanting to make money, really cool ways of doing it, okay? That being said, okay, there's quite a few things. If you have any questions on it in future, it is as simple as commenting. That's really what it is. As simple as commenting and saying, hey, this is what I need help with, okay? But that being said, I wanted to cover some marketing here. This is the marketing. So now how do we set this guy up? Let's just set it up really quick, okay? So we're gonna have a webhook. I'm just gonna put an HTTPS on that webhook, okay? Boom, okay? So HTTPS, www.gfunnel.com, because it's gonna have some information here. I'm actually gonna call this one email. So this one is email verification. Verification. Okay. Email verification, validation. I like validation better. Okay. So we're going to have an email validator here. Okay. And then basically what we're going to do is a quick wait stop. Wait. We're going to create a condition. Okay. So we're going to come here and we're going to say condition. Okay. And what I want to do is I want to say, is there an email validation response? Boom. Is, and I think this is pass. If it's not, I'll double check it. Okay. So now is the email validation response pass. I'm going to make this thing time out in 5 minutes. Okay. But I want it to be passed. Okay. So now it'll say wait till validation pass. Now, anyone that I'm marketing, I can bring them right through the system. I can make sure there's no bounce rates beforehand, right? So I can say, okay, does this pass? Let's save this thing. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a simple, right? Simple sequence. This is our intro sequence, right? Simple sequence. Now I'm just going to say, okay, cool. Let's just say what happened, okay? So we're going to say contact details, and I'm going to say email verification response is passed. So pass, it's the pass, right? So it's pass. So I could say validate, email validated. Again, I can change these to whatever I want, right? Then I can say email not validated. Okay? I always want to validate these emails. Always, 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 always. Okay. So then I can come here and I can say email response, email validation is false. And I could probably just do that. Instead of pass, I just put true. Okay. Okay. So now we know it's validated, it's not. Okay. Now let's just say nothing happens, okay? So I can do one more, and I can say validation, and I can say error. And I can say this, I can say contact, and I can say email validation, okay? Um, so I can do is not and add a condition. Is not true, add a condition. Is not true or is not true or false, okay? So now I can say, okay, well, it's not true or it's not false, right? Not true or it's not false. I can immediately come here and I can say custom field. Let me just do that, field. And then I can update the custom field. So let's update a field. And let's update that email validation field to error. Okay. So now it didn't work, right? That means there's an error. I'm going to have it retest itself and say, okay, wait, it didn't work. There's an error. Let's test itself. Okay. So then I would put this as an error. So now we have it as an error. Now I'd put email validation error. Okay. From there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, of course, notate it. Notate that it is an error. So I'll just say status error. And then I'd come here and I'd say email validation error. Adding rerunning sequence. Okay, so I notate it, okay? And then all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a go-to step. Okay, and I'm just gonna let it rerun itself. Boom. Okay, now it doesn't have that one and it doesn't have that one, and I'll just make sure one more. So it doesn't have this one or this one, or I'll say email validation response is not error. Okay, and I can actually do it like it's not an error. So then I can say, I could even do it one more time. So it's not this, it's not this, it's not this. If it's not any of those, that means it's a new error. It'll rerun itself. Then I can do this and I can say internal error needs fixed. And then I can say here, and I can say the custom value email. Whoops, sorry. I need to jump back to the contact detail, email validation, response is error. Okay. So now if it is an error, then I can come here and I can say internal notification. And I can then say there's an internal notification and I can say an error occurred. So I'd probably put this in notifications and I'd say error occurred. Occurred. And then I'd put email validation. And then I'll put here an error. I'll put error occurred. Please check the system and run. Okay. So one of the things that I did, I'm just going to kind of show you it. I'm going to show you a quick fix. So you see how I built this? I was just kind of building this for you. Okay. The reason I was building this for you is this. Ready? Watch this. If I go back, okay, and I go back to a sequence, I'm just going to come back to our setup sequence. Let me jump into account creation sequence. Let's just say I'm just going to copy one of these guys right here. I'm going to duplicate this one, and then I'm just going to say marketing email just for, and then copy for sure. Okay, marketing email copy is this one. And I'm going to move this. I'll show you why. Okay, I just did that kind of to show you. But if I did it like this, I'll just show you. I've already built this thing out. And since I built it out, I can actually reuse these things over and over and over and over again. Okay, so here's the sequence. If you take a look. Okay, this is the sequence that I need. Looks like it's a little extravagant here. So I might actually, I think I copied the wrong one, but that gives you an example. You create it in one different sector, you can move it again, okay? Now, how do we get it to work? So I'll actually leave that one and I'll just continue this one, okay? How do we get this thing to actually work? So if we're doing email validation, how do we get this email to actually work? So I'm going to show you one more software, okay? So I'd come here and I'd say email validation, okay? There's multiple different softwares for this. Let me just find the one that we use. Email verification. We use one called email verification. It should be here. Or validation. I'm trying to think. Email validation isn't work. Verification. Verifier. I will find it. Nope. Let me just jump in. I'll see more. Never bounce. Nope. Let's take a look. I bought it from AppSumo. There it is. Email validation. Email. There it is. Email list validation. Email list validation. Okay. So I would recommend it if you're going to buy it, it's going to buy it. Email list, that's why they changed their logo. I was looking for a specific logo. Okay. But I'm going to jump into here. I'm going to log here. Okay. So now I have this thing. Okay. Now I'm going to say, okay, well, how many credits do I have? Right. So I have 4 million credits. So I have 4 million emails that I can verify. That's what I currently have, right? And then it replenishes on me. So, but what I'm going to do more than anything is I'm actually going to run this into a sequence here, okay? So I'll end up creating new APIs so people don't have it on my lives, right? But basically what I'll do is I can just grab these sequences. So I could come into here and I can say view documentation, okay? I have this specific documentation here. There's a few things that I can do. I can push it through Pobly if I want, but I'm going to have limitations. These third parties, I'm going to have some limitations on there. And if I have limitations on there, it's going to suck, right? So what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of custom code it. So all we really need is an endpoint. It's really what we need. Okay, so we can jump in and we can say, here's our URL. Okay, we're going to verify email, right? So this is our URL. Okay, we can say this is our URL. We're going to have a key there. We're going to have a test there. So we're going to have an email that we're testing, right? So we know, okay, there's going to be an email. There's going to be probably something for the key, and there's going to be something as a URL. So we could take a look at, let's say, this one. Then we can come back to our sequence. Let me see if I can jump back to our sequence. We can technically just push this here. No, that was the wrong one. Let me just copy this guy. Okay. And then all I'm basically doing is I'm just sending this out. So I have a secret key equals. So then I can come up here and say, what's my secret key? This is my secret key for now. Right, copy equals. I can bring this in here. So my goal is to not actually use Zapier or Pobly. And again, the reason is they have a set amount of zaps that you can do per month. Let's say probably by the lifetime deal, it's like 10,000 per month that you can do. If you're doing 50,000 emails a month, you're going to burn through those really quick and it's unneeded. You're going to burn through them every single month. It's going to require you to pay more. Now, if you can just build out a custom API on this, because all you're basically going to do is a email. You're going to do a post is basically all you're going to do. A post request. You're going to have some data, right? So you can say, okay, what's my standard data? So you're going to have your body, and then you're going to have information in there, and then you're going to have your headers. So your headers are going to be based on your, I mean, we already have it here, your secret codes, but it's going to be here. So now you're going to say, I'm looking for this. And if you're like, I don't know how to do this, go to Publi, go to Zapier. They'll give you the raw code, copy that over, bring it in. That's all you got to do, okay? Makes it very easy to do without using their usage, and then you can run it, okay? And in this specific session, again, I've been here for in 2 more minutes. It's going to be an hour, okay? So I'm going to be jumping off here, but I just wanted to show you quickly what you do. All you're going to do is come into here. You're going to use a instantly and in from mail. That's what you're going to use, okay? I'm going to show you. So if I was in here, I have in from mail, right? So let me log in, and I can show you what we do in here. Let's see. Let me just log in really quick. I don't know my password here. I'm going to take it off the screen in case it shows. Generate. Okay. Access. Okay. Make sure I have it correctly. And it might be locking me out. I might have to redo it. Interesting. Yeah, it's locking me out. Okay. But basically, all you're going to do is when you have this, you're just going to follow these steps. So you're going to come in here. Let's say I'm buying stuff. Find your domains. So you can say gfunnel outreach, something like that. It'll go and find your domains. So $1 freaking dollar. Heck yeah, right? Ends up being 17 per year, but heck yeah, right? And then let's see, I can then buy 17. They want me to buy more of these. I'll just say no. But I can come down here and I can say alternative extensions, $0, done, right? And then this one, again, info is too much. They're wanting $20 for these guys. Let's jump down and see. Only $40 per year. I think they have some crazy ones. But there you go. There's a few of them. And then you just say, okay, I'm going to end up spending out, let's say, this much per year. I mean, you could buy a bunch of different ones and you could have them expire after the year. That's almost what I would do. So then you can have like this one done, $1 for the year, this one done, this one done. I mean, you buy all of these ones. All you need to do, I can show you. So we have gfunnel outreach. I would probably search another one. So I would probably say like gfunnel mail. So I'll probably just put gfunnel M, something like that. Right. Then I can come here and it's like $0 for the year, done. Right. Then I can say again, store. I'm sure that I could find some more of them. But if I take a look, my grand total. So if I'm just going to delete that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can do about 5 per year, right? So 1 year free. You can do about, or sorry, you can do 5 per day. So if I did this, I'd probably do like remove that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's say I did that one. I don't need a store, and I just continue. Okay, I could cancel them after this one. I'm going to delete the big ones just in case I don't cancel. But how much did it cost me? Okay, and maybe I need to buy more because this one just increased. But I can go through and I can just buy these ones. It cost me $1. I can send them out. They burn. Let's just say they burn after the year, right? Well, let's see, build 1 year in advance for $1, then just that per year. Term. So I can just have it cancel itself. If that makes sense. Get $1, cancel, get $1, cancel, get 5 done really quick, and then warm them up. So I'll show you. So I'll show you. We have 1, 2, I'll cancel that guy. $2. Let's see if I can get any more. Anything else that may be G-Funnel that might be a little bit. So let's see, G-Funnel online, right? I don't want to send from those per se, but I can say like MG funnel. Let's try those. I'll just get 5. I'll find 5. I'll purchase them so you can see what I'm doing. MG funnel, sorry, this domain is taken. People are starting to take domains by us all the time. So I would say like, what is this? Let me see. Let me see if it's, I don't want it close to a competitor, but there are a lot of people that are competing. It's ClickFunnels. Okay, so MG funnel. Okay, so I could come in and I could say, again, let's say this one's $1. Let's see if I have another one that's free. AG funnel. Okay, $1. I mean, I like the dollars. .io, 36 for 1 year. I'll take the infos all day long. Okay, so I have 5 of these. Okay, I saw some that were free, but I have 5 of these now. Okay, so then I would spend $5. So then I would check out, spend $5. I would go through these steps. So there's a few steps here. It'll bring all that stuff back. And then I have 5 new emails added. So again, it cost me $5. I'm going to burn them within the year, so I'm not going to continue them, right? It cost me $5. So now what am I going to do on those ones, right? Cost me $5. Can I get one person from those in a year, right? Well, I'm sending with 5 emails. There's 5 of those. I am sending out now 50 emails per domain, or sorry, 150 emails per domain. So if I get 5, that's an extra 5 times 150, right? So now we're looking at 720 or so. You see what I'm saying? You can now do that, and now you can have cheap marketing. That being said, are there any questions in the chat? I mean, I kind of been going on this. Is there any questions that you guys might have? If there's any questions that you might have, I mean, let me know. You can message them in the chat. You can message them around here. You can do kind of whatever you need. I'll do an at everyone. I'll end up doing it at everyone so everyone can see it. But if you have any questions, reach out to me in the chat. Nope, we have one. Nope. No questions, but super awesome session. Awesome. These specific things, Bobby, if you go down this route, like I said, it's powerful. It's pretty powerful. I'm going through each sector. So as I'm going through this, again, this is one sector, just one sector. This is how detailed things can get. You don't need to go this detailed. This is one sector with an unaware. You have like your email introduction. So there'd be, this sector would be email up here, but there's also LinkedIn up here. There's also Twitter up here. There's also multiple different ones on the unaware. But you just slowly build out your sections and build out the ones that don't cost you money. Maybe they cost you a little bit of time right now, that's okay, but don't cost you money. And if you can get volume on those, you can run those things forever. So, with that being said, I'm going to end up ending the session. If anyone likes this stuff, reach out. We have some cool team members in here. I'd love to get you in contact with those team members so they can maybe help get you started. Because again, how we do things here, we have rev shares, we have affiliates that come in. And for me, what I would rather do is I would have each and every one of my perception hackers being paid for being in the trainings and seeing these things, each and every one being paid before myself. I would rather them do that. They are my kids. That's how I look at them. That's how I look at it. So if you're going to come in, I would love to connect you with one of the other perception hackers. You can see who you resonate with the most, and based upon who you resonate with the most, amazing. The goal is to build and build and build with them. A lot of the revenue and stuff that you generate, I mean, that comes in, your payment that you'll be paying, some of that will be funneled back to them. Okay, it'll be funneled back to them. They can help you with mentoring, help you with those type of things. And now guess what? You become part of that group. So the same thing's going to happen. I'm going to be helping you gain those things too, because at the end of the day, we can all gain together. We all win. If I sit here up on a throne, right? If I'm just on that throne trying to win, do I win? No, we all win together. That's the whole thing. So if you're interested in the perception hackers, what we're doing, okay, the softwares, the systems of what we have, okay, reach out to me, reach out to one of our perception hackers already in here, reach out to somebody that is involved. You don't want to reach out to somebody that's just clown around not doing stuff. Reach out to somebody who's involved, right? They're involved for a reason. Okay, they're driven for a reason. Reach out to them. They'll help you, they'll build. And why? What's the agenda? Well, of course, your money is going to go to them. Of course, we're going to funnel it in. Okay, that's what we do here. We funnel back that wealth to each other, back to the community, back to everyone, so that way we can truly help. This way we can truly be the master within the digital space. So guys, thank you so much for your time. Hopefully it was amazing. If you need anything at all, please reach out to me. I'd love to dive deeper into any of these sections. Thanks so much. Have a great night. You too. Have a great night.